All right, I have the distinct pleasure of being joined not only by the incoming, the president-elect of the Filipino Community of Guam. Great things happening with that organization as we prepare to celebrate 125 years of Philippine independence and statehood, but also a very, very good friend and a dedicated servant of our community here, the one and only Patrick Luces. Mr. President-elect, so good to see you, my friend. Half a day, and congratulations on your appointment.
Half a day, buenas, and thank you, my good buddy Jason.
All
nice
right.
to nice to be
Okay,
seeing you
so
on a different terms, but
there you go.
always happy to be having a conversation with you.
Yeah. So, tell me about what the election process was like that you are now put into this position of leadership with an organization that has been around on Guam for a very long time and really does mean so much to our island community.
Our organization, the Filipino Community of Guam, has been on Guam for about 69 years, and so I'm really following a track record of a great track record from many of our founding members, and so the organization has been, just like many other organizations that has gone through COVID, we've had this standstill, and we're not able to do a lot of movement because of the limitations. But you know, we are just getting back on the swing of things for our Filipino community in Guam, and it's a very exciting in time. And so with this, we're very fortunate that with this last election or supposedly election, we didn't have any contenders, and so it was
I like those odds.
group. What about the group that they this is the team that's going to take us in take us out of COVID and into the future.
Well, in addition to yourself, Pat, tell me about some of your fellow officers and the board members and the people who will now be tasked with setting the vision and making sure that the Filipino community locally is kept in contact with and also being very participatory.
I have a really good slate of officers on our board of trustees, and I'm going to run down some of these names. And these are big names that have been in our community and major contributors. So I'm coming in as the FCG president, followed by my first vice president is Romy Angel, Bet Sena, Loisa Kabuhat. These are all heavy hitters with the Lions Club and all the Filipino events that are organizations. We have Trixie Nahaloa. She is a second generation coming in as our secretary. We do have Nilfa Malan as our assistant secretary. Also, Frank Holar, who's also very active in the Filipino community. He's coming in as our treasurer. Alan Camacho is our assistant treasurer. Linda Kasi is our auditor. Eileen Agahan, another second generation. Eileen Agahan Ikasenza, she's married now. To one of our
also one of my favorite interviews. Eileen is a fantastic interview.
Yeah. So she's coming in as our public relations officer, and then our last two is our peace officer, Bill De La Pena, and another second generation is Kennedy Robinson. He is the son of our previous president, James Robinson. So that's our lineup of officers. For the first time in a long time, we've had 11 board of trustees, and so these are all heavy hitters as well. So the chair, our Madam Chairperson, is Nita Baldavino, and our vice chair is Roy Adonai, followed by our past president James Robinson, Leabeth Nahalos, also a past president, and Rebenal, very, very seasoned, long history of the Filipino Community of Guam. Monito Ko, Blanca Imbo, Nick Asi, Norman Analista. He was our
a past president himself.
Past president, yes. And then Ron Hidalgo and Feli Angel. So that's our lineup of officers. So all very engaged with the community in other ways. And so we have a very good team and a good slate working for your community.
Well, let me ask you, Pat, because like any incoming president, like in any context and everything, you not only have your own goals and your own vision that you hope to put into play and execute upon, but then you've also got the momentum of the previous leadership and everything. So how do you kind of combine what James has been able to do and even Norm before him, and then your own ideas and your own thoughts about continuing their good work?
I love that I had a lot of great presidents before me. I'm a public servant coming from the Department of Health, and so my track record is really about helping people. It's really having that Bayanihan spirit, and the Bayanihan spirit is really how is it people helping people, or how is it that we can help each other. And so previously in this last not only in COVID, but in this last super typhoon, the FCG has did their part in stepping up and supporting the community in any way we can, whether it be food, whether it be providing some kind of shelter or clothing. The FCG has always been there to try to do not only in calamities, but doing some kind of improvement or beautification for the island, helping with the economy. It's our contribution that we would love to do to the community. And so my goals for these next couple of years is really how is it that because of COVID we did lose a lot of members, and so it's really to gain back that momentum and bring everybody back on and really bring in the new generations. And many of our Filipinos who are out there, there's about 50,000 Filipinos on island, and so not many of them are involved with our Filipino community. And it's my hope and my goal to get as much of our members contributing to our efforts.
Well, let's talk about that for a minute, because I mean, it is always, like a goal of the FCG to connect with people of Filipino heritage who now are Guamanian and call this their home, and also to pass along, the heritage and the traditions, and the things that that any Pacific Islanders believe in, the family atmosphere, the respect, the love, our cultural traditions and everything to a younger generation. So, what are some of your thoughts on doing just that?
When I was with my dad and my mom when they were dragging us to these Filipino events, and it's like, as a kid, it's like, oh man, I want to go play with my friends, right? But over the years, I've come to learn that there's value in what they've been doing, not only bringing our Filipinos together as a family, but what is it that we can do to help our fellow Guamanians, our fellow Filipinos who need any kind of help or support. And so that's burning in my heart now, that everything that we try to do is how is it that we can help those that are in need, right? And at the same time, sharing our culture. That we're very fond of the Atiatihan since 1976, when my dad he was the one that debuted that over at the amusement park. And I don't know if any of you remember the amusement park, but
I remember that. I grew up right around the corner for the amusement park.
So it's really taking the past, the successes of the past, and bringing it to the future. And we have a generation now that is not very familiar with it, but it's how is it that we can bring them in and create some kind of fusion, so that everyone's got great ideas. They're all professionals. They want to be contributors. I've received a lot of invitations like, hey, how can we help with the Filipino community? Mm-hmm. So I think that time is coming where it's we're going to bring in more membership, more leadership. You don't have to be Filipino. You could be you can be from any ethnicity to come and join us. Yeah, and see what is it that we can do to do good things for our island.
And as such, this Saturday is going to be an absolutely amazing event, because you do have your 125th anniversary of Philippine independence and nationhood celebration. It's going to be at the Dusatani, and I know you would say that the entire island family is welcome, right? I mean, it's a coronation of yourself and your fellow officers and board members, but I mean, it really is a celebration of community.
It is. We always follow the theme of Philippine independence in the Philippines. So our theme this year is Kalayaan, Kinabuksan, Kasayaan. That means freedom, future, and history. And so we have a lot of our members who are going to be coming out. I want to say that everyone dust out your barongs and your mestizas and come and make the ballroom shine. It's going to be this coming Saturday at 6 p.m. at the Dusatani. We're going to have a lot of our members there, a lot of members from the community, a lot of our sponsors. We thank everyone for contributing in this effort. It's for a good cause. And so it's going to be a night of Filipino fun and entertainment and dancing. And we do have a guest speaker. And I think I can go ahead and make that announcement. He is Associate Justice Mario Lopez from the
Oh, very
Philippines.
nice.
Yes. So he'll be here with his wife. He will be our highlight speaker of the night, and so we invite you to come and join us. If you want to get tickets to the event, go to our Facebook page, the Filipino Community of Guam Facebook page. Our PRO Eileen Agan is standing by to take your request.
Okay, and let me just ask you, because I know how humble of a guy you are, and you never want the spotlight on yourself, and it's always about the team, whether in your role at public health, you said it's about my colleagues, or with your fellow board members or the members of the Filipino Community of Guam. But what, Pat, on a personal note, is it going to mean to you to be able to say, I've been put into this position, of leadership, I'm responsible and everything, and ultimately I get to to do this job in such an honorable position.
There was two individuals that I just like to recognize. First of all, our chairperson for the event, Nita Baldovino. She is my godmother, and so she's really treated me like her son, and has really ever since she was president in the past, brought me in as our peace officer, and since that time it's been a learning curve, and this is the time now that she's put me on the responsibility on the driver's seat, and so I really appreciate her support, the support of our vice chair, Norman Analista. We do also have co-chairs, Roy and Louisa, but also the ones that working behind the scene. We have Edna, Reminal, Nick, and Linda Kasi, and all the officers and members have contributed so much to make this a success.
See, I told you, everybody watching, he's going to make it about everybody else, because that's just who Pat is.
I'm behind the scenes, exactly what Jace was saying.
There you go.
Behind the scenes, I always, that's what I always like to do, is just help out from the back end. But
all right. But final question before I let you go, Mr. President-elect and everything. Has there ever been a person to sit as the president of the Filipino Community of Guam who has been a diehard Green Bay Packers fan as you are?
I'm gonna get the bragging rights, and I'm gonna claim that title. So
there you go.
Green Bay Packers is your first Filipino Community of Guam president.
Well, I don't think you're going to be wearing a New York Jets jersey anytime, even though your boy Aaron is playing in the Big Apple right now. But that is one of your passions, certainly, and as is representing Filipino heritage and being a Guamanian. And so obviously the membership picked the right man for the job, and we're very, very much looking forward to working with you and the good work that you will do over there.
Thank you so much. And Jace, you have always been a partner, helping us get the message out there, and especially in the times of need. And so we appreciate you for doing us that partnership as well. So
the honor is all ours.
We look forward to seeing everyone on Saturday night.
Absolutely, we'll see you there. All right, so Pat, the president-elect of the Filipino Community of Guam, as we celebrate 125 years of Philippine independence and nationhood. Pat Luces, the president-elect. Pat, congratulations once again, my friend.
Boy, I suggest Masi, and thank you, everyone. Hope to see you there. All right. Thank you, Jace. Take care.